To discover why the biggest winners in business, investing, and life aren't just the ones who get right most of the time. They are the ones who survive long enough before one or two massive wins change everything. Most people think success comes down to consistency and steady wins. Of course, there is a place for that. However, they believe if you just work hard, make smart decisions, and avoid mistake, you will eventually get ahead. That's backwards. The majority of success is driven by a tiny number of extreme positive outcomes. Details. You don't need to be right most of the time. You only need to be right a few times, but massively, while surviving everything else. I welcome you to Revitalize Finance, and here we discuss everything from financial topics to analyze financial books, build financial mindset so that at last you can be financially free. And this particular mindset is very evident, especially even here on YouTube. As a creator, you see, you don't need all your videos to do 100,000 views when you are starting. You just need to be consistent, and you just need one breakthrough. Once you get one breakthrough, 10K views, 100K views, then before you know, your whole channel will blow up. No, it's not because you are doing anything special, but because details. Yes. Morgan Housel break down this powerfully in the psychology of money. Look at Walt Disney, who faced multiple bankruptcies before Mickey Mouse and Snow White became cultural phenomena. The system is consistent. The pattern is the same. It shows up even in venture capitalists. It shows up in crypto, even in forex trading. I've studied dozens of these stories, and the data is clear. Tail drive most of the results. So in this video, you will learn why we only see the winners and miss the failures, how a few tails create almost all the wealth, the power of surviving long term for tails to appear. This is very important. And lastly, how to actually apply this mindset to your own life with real examples. So point one, every success story you see is heavily edited. They use Photoshop, they use Canva, they even use AI. The public only hears about the big wins. Behind Walt Disney Empire were years of flops, nearly bankruptcies, and rejected ideas. J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 publishers and living on welfare before the Harry Potter exploded. I'm sure you know the woman, or you know the name of Harry Potter. In trading, most forex traders you see long positions, they do some things, and some of them they have Lambos on Instagram. They show you their mansion, they show you their first screen setup. But before those achievements, they have blown multiple accounts. Somebody say multiple accounts. plenty account has gone under the streak. But you don't see those blown accounts. What you come for is the Lambos and the Bugattis and the work from home and the beach. A dangerous illusion. You chase the visible winners and feel like you are falling behind when you are actually just in the normal, messy middle. But here's what changed everything. The real power isn't in avoiding failure, it's in the tails. Point two. In many fields, a small number of extreme events drive nearly all the returns. Venture capital. In a typical VC fund, one or two companies like Facebook or Airbnb in early fund gets often, let's say, 90% plus percentage of the profit, while most of the investment fail or they give a modest return in crypto market. Early Bitcoin buyers who purchased in the early 2010, 2011 saw life-changing gains. It's for those who held though. It's not for that guy that sold his 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 packets of pizza. One 1,000 investment in Bitcoin in 2010 would be worth tens of millions today. Most altcoins they bought along the way went to zero, but that one tail event outweighed everything. In your portfolio as a crypto trader, you know that there is this one that performs, while all of them they almost become dust. That is what my friend used to call them. That my coins are now dust, meaning they have lost their value, but there is this one. Now, in forex trading, many forex traders that are professionals build their career on just a handful of massive trades. A trader who currently know that he just needs a little win will thrive. A trader who correctly called the 2008 financial crisis move on EUD/USD or the 2022 volatility spikes made years of profit in weeks, while the hundreds of small traders were break even or they even lost. Let's talk about tech and business. Amazon was a tiny online bookstore for years. One big tail, the AWS cloud computing, now makes up for the majority of the profit. You see, it is consistent everywhere. Now, you don't need a high batting average. You need a few massive home runs and the ability to stay in the game. This explains why so many smart people underperform. They play too safe and never give themselves a chance at details. But here is the part that most people get wrong. Point 3. You only win with tails if you are still around for the long run. This is the most important point in this entire video. Please and please, drop what you are doing. Focus, find the notes, find something, drill this into your mindset, because if you miss this point, you have missed everything. This point have taken me over 5 years to learn. Staying long in the game before your edge play out. Every successful forex trader knows this. Every successful businessman knows this. Staying long in the game, the ability to survive. If you have blown account, you're out of the game. If you have expired portfolio, you're out of the game. That is why we dissuade people from greed, so that you need to have money to survive, so that when the big opportunity comes, you will make massive profits. Venture capitalists who survived the dot-com crash in the 2000s were positioned to invest in the next wave, the Google and the Facebook. Crypto investors who didn't sell everything in 2018 or 2022 when they were shouting, Bitcoin is dead, crypto is dead. They survived long enough to catch the 2021 bull run. Forex traders who use proper risk management, never risking more than 1 to 2% of their trade, can survive dozens of losing trades until that one high converting setup pays up almost 10x or more. Walt Disney survived multiple failures because he kept his capital long enough and believed in the business long enough. The difference between winners and losers is often not intelligence or talent, but he who does not quit before their tail event arrives. Most people give up right before the distribution payoff. So how do you actually live this principle day to day? So if you are enjoying this video, please make sure you like this video and you tell us in the comment section which of these points hit you hard. Point 4. Patience with the distribution context. Outcome follows a power law of distribution. not a normal bell curve. So you see the diagram of a distribution curve and you see the diagram of a bell curve, you now know that it does not follow the normal bell curve. It follows a distribution curve. You understand? Take enough asymmetric shots. Small bets with limited downside and huge upside. Small crypto allocations, side projects or small forex setup with tight stop loss. Now, this is not a risk management video. However, the concept is consistent everywhere. Expect most of them to fail or do okay. Keep cost low and maintain room for error so you can survive the long dry spells. When the tail finally hits, your Bitcoin is a winner, or that one trade runs for weeks, making you profit. This mindset shift from frustration into strategy is very important. From frustration into strategy. You are not obsessed over losing trades. You know it is part of the strategy. You know it's part of the game. You know that your big break is coming. You know that these are the distribution of your potential assets. You stop beating yourself up because you have some inevitable failures, which are normal. You start positioning yourself for the rare life-changing wins that actually matter. So today you have learned the hidden truth behind the massive success. Before a few tail events happen, like the Walt Disney or Bitcoin or breakout or forex home runs, before those things, you know that there are other failed ideas. You don't need to be right all of the time. You just need to be massively right occasionally. The skill is surviving long enough for those tails to appear. Before this video, you might have felt discouraged by your strings of average results or losing trades. Now you understand that these average results are completely normal and necessary. You are not failing. You are just in the game, waiting for your tails. Stay patient. Keep on winning with a controlled risk. Protect your ability to stay in the game because one day those big bets is going to hit, and when it does, I can make up for everything I have lost before. The tails are coming, but make sure you are around until they appear.